In this last word problem, one positive number is 154 times the reciprocal of the other. If their difference is 3, find the numbers. Okay, so we have to parse through this. You have two numbers, so let x and y be the two numbers. Okay, one of them is 154 times the reciprocal of the other. So what I would write down here is that one of them, let's call it y, is 154 times the reciprocal of the other. The reciprocal means you flip it, you interchange the numerator and the denominator. So the reciprocal of x would be 1 over x. And if you like, you can simplify that to 154 over x. All right, the other piece of information is that their difference is 3. So what the difference means that you're subtracting the two numbers. So x minus y is equal to 3. And what I'll do is I'll replace y with this expression that involves x, right? So what I have now is x minus 154 over x is equal to 3. Now this is a section on applications of quadratic equations. This equation doesn't look quadratic yet. However, notice that you've got a fraction with an x in the denominator. So what I'll want to do is multiply both sides of this equation by x so that it'll cancel that x in the denominator for me. When I do that, x times x is x squared. X times 154 over x, the x's cancel and I just get minus 154 equals 3x. Now you should notice that this is a quadratic equation. I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides to bring this term to the left. You get x squared minus 3x minus 154 is equal to 0. All right, now if you want to, you can factor it. I can't think of the factors of 154 off the top of my head, so I might use the quadratic formula instead. So I like to, when I'm doing the quadratic formula, I like to do b squared minus 4ac first. So b is negative 3 minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 154. So if you plug all of that into your calculator, you get negative 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 154. You get 625. And now I like to use that in the quadratic formula. So negative b, so it'll be a positive 3 plus or minus the square root of this thing I just found, all over 2 times a, which is 1. Also, the square root of 625, that's 25. So you get 3 plus or minus 25 all over 2. So you should recognize that this gives you actually two numbers, 3 plus 25 over 2, or 3 minus 25 over 2. So this gives me 28 over 2, which is 14, or this will be negative 22 over 2, which is negative 11. I can rule that one out because we have positive numbers that we're dealing with here. So 14 is the first number. And you find the second number by doing 154 divided by 14. I'll do that right over here. 154 divided by 14, which is actually 11. So now we can write down our two numbers, which are 14 or 11. So the two numbers are 14 and 11. All right, and you can double check that their difference is 3, and also the one is 154 divided by the other. 154 divided by 14 gives you 11. Also, 154 divided by 11 gives you 14. So they both kind of work in that instance. So the big thing from this problem is remembering the word reciprocal. That means to take 1 over the number.